So David Hume is a man who's like very stupid. David Hume is an agnostic. An agnostic, philosophically, an agnostic. Are we here? Is this the Matrix? Who gives a shit? This isn't an objective reality. It's just perception of our thoughts and senses. It's not even real. There is no objective reality. This is not a hand, and these are not fingers, and this is not a thumb. None of this is an objective reality. You have your truth, I got my truth, and there is no middle ground. So experience and practice, common sense, that disproves that, that this is, not an objective reality, that this is an objective reality. We live in objective reality. We have our thoughts and our senses, which helps us interpret objective reality. So perhaps we could get more truthful, but you can't say it's all bullshit. It's all just the Matrix? You don't even think we exist? Fuck, man. Start making choices. Jesus Christ. It's good to be skeptical, but U.S. Treasury securities are government debt instruments issued by the U.S. Department of the Treasury to finance government spending as an alternative to taxation. Treasury securities are often referred to simply as treasuries. Since 2012, U.S. government debt has been managed by the Bureau of the Financial Service, succeeding the Bureau of the Public Debt. Now, there's four types of marketable Treasury securities: Treasury bills, Treasury notes, Treasury bonds, and Treasury inflation-protected securities. Treasury bills, Treasury notes, Treasury bonds, Treasury inflation-protected securities. Well, that's what I want. I want the inflation-protected securities thing. I want that. Treasury bills, notes, bonds. I remember having a U.S. savings bond once, but I've never once in my life bought a Treasury bill, note, or bond, or TIPS, the inflation-protected securities, which, if you're going to buy a security, why not buy one that's protected from inflation? Inflation is terrible. The monetary hawks says that's the whole point of an economy, is just to make sure inflation isn't going out of control. Make sure there's an equilibrium. Make sure prices, supply, demand, if everything's just going up and up and up and out of control. So really, honestly, frankly, verily, forsooth, in truth, I like Karl Marx's inexorable rectitude. Inexorable means not to be persuaded, moved, or stopped. And rectitude means correct, good behavior, correct, upright, honorable, piously righteous. Karl Marx's inexorably rectitudinousness is incredible. So I'm invariably a rarity, so is that why you're so scared of thee? Because I'm in favor of giving the poor some charity? Because I speak the truth with crystal clarity? I'll never forget what you sick fucks did in Laramie. I'm damn sure of New Hampshire. You live free or die, motherfuckers. Those sick fucks in Laramie, we need to bury deep. I'm damn sure of New Hampshire. So, while he has some interesting economic concepts, the biggest thing I gleaned from Karl Marx's writings is a strong sense of desperation. Karl Marx was poor, dirt fucking poor, and he keeps getting kicked out of these countries because of his political beliefs. Karl Marx had 6 kids, a couple of them died, starved to death, died of scurvy or some shit, some preventable disease, and he was poor as shit, so it's incredible when you look at the range of Karl Marx's writings on society, economics, and politics. It's incredible how many people he's influenced. Most of my heroes are Marxists. Che Guevara, Black Panthers, Bernie, AOC. So you got this, Karl Marx, and he's not a leader. He didn't, he wasn't a Lenin or Trotsky or Fidel or Obama. He's not killing people as a head of state. He's just a journalist. He's just an author. He's just writing a bunch of shit. So Karl Karl Marx just keeps churning, politics, society, economics, just this and that. So I see him having a bad day at work and then him coming back, home to write about it, and then he's like, you know what? Workers are exploited by the capitalist. We're alienated. They turn us cogs into a machine just for fucking money. We're whores for pieces of paper. And so he talks about alienation, how capitalism increases alienation, and he also talks about the labor value theory. The labor value theory says that that labor is valuable. I mean, essentially, to make it just very, very simple, labor is value. You should call it labor power, because part of the commodity, the price of a good, is equal to the production cost. How much did that cost? That is the price of that good. Now, you want to make a profit, so you add $1 or whatever. But since the price of the production is the cost of that good, then that means the labor that was put into it is included in the price of production. And so, therefore, labor is a commodity. Labor is labor power. This is a commodity the gift that's going to continue to give day in and day out. So, yeah, I see Karl Marx having a bad day. Also, capitalist, he's writing for money. Like, how all these corporations, and really everything that we hear today, they're writing for money and not the truth. That's why Wikipedia was able to, wipe the floor with Encyclopedia Britannica. Remember when we used to have Encyclopedia Britannicas, and that's where knowledge came from? Yeah, Wikipedia put Encyclopedia Britannica out of business. So it's one thing to be able to compete, right? So YouTube can't compete with broadcast TV and cable. But Wikipedia put Encyclopedia Britannica out of fucking business. I don't know if I said that or not, but. So thesis, antithesis, then synthesis. So thesis, antithesis, then synthesis. So what's the official version? What's the alternative version? And is it one or the other? Because truth is truth. So one side could be 100% correct, and the other side could be 100% in the wrong. So people say, they got their side, there's that side, and it's usually sometimes in the middle, or maybe not. So thesis, right, his story, antithesis, her story, and then synthesis. It's how you're supposed to think. Analyze. The definition of analyze is disintegration of an object or phenomenon into its simplest component parts. So when you analyze something, you say, okay, what about this? What about that? What about this? And you kind of just break it down to exactly what happened very specifically. When you synthesize is the opposite of analyzing. You analyze it, you break it down, you break it to tiny parts, and you build it back up. That's synthesize, is the recombination of the parts of any object or phenomenon as a whole. So synthesizing is the end result of analyzing. Analyzing, you break it all down. Synthesizing is you build it back up. So you look at the thing, break it down, and then you can class struggle. There's lots of class struggles. You got economic class struggle, political, ideological class struggles, theoretical class struggle. But all of them, according to Karl Marx, is subordinate to the political struggle. You can pretend there's not politics. You can pretend there's not power dynamics at play in this world. You can pretend that you're not a part of the organization of humanity. You can pretend you're not, paying sales taxes and you're not controlled by the police and the government and what they want you to do. So, class struggle, you got economics, you got ideological, theoretical, but it all is subordinate to the political struggle. Now, plenary means absolute, complete in every respect, unqualified, absolute plenary, fully attended to, constituted by all entitled to be present. The President maintains his plenary power granted to him by the Constitution to pardon or commute sentences. Plenary power, the meaning is he's got all the power in the motherfucking world to pardon whoever he goddamn fucking feels like. He's also got lots of war powers, lots of powers of the purse, domestic surveillance, and he's also suspended the EPA standards. So now the oil and gas companies can pollute our airs, our waters, our lands. There is no standards. Fuck the environment. We got the coronavirus to deal with. Oil and gas cannot be worried about the environment right now. They got to make money. They got to get the economy going. Oil and gas is just on the back burner. And we got to give Wall Street fucking $6 trillion. So Donald Trump believes in nepotism, cronyism, and jobbery. Donald believes in nepotism, cronyism, jobbery. Jobbery is robbery. So nepotism is favoritism based on kinship, helping family out. Nepotism is favoritism based on kinship. When you help your family out, how can that be bad? Well, it's nepotism if you're in government, and cronyism is partiality to cronies, especially as evidenced in the appointment of political hangers-on to office without regard to their qualifications. So crony is a close friend, especially of long standing. Who cares if you're helping out your family and friends? I'm just helping out my family and friends. Yeah, I know he's not qualified to run the treasury. I know he's not qualified to be the chef. I know she's not qualified to, be the dog catcher. But it doesn't matter. They needed a job. I'm helping friends and family. That's the whole fucking point. That's the point. So if you cared about the general public, if you cared about the whole general public, and you said that this person who's a friend and family is best in that position because they're the best person out there for that spot, then, I will not argue when it comes to their qualifications. You're qualified for that job, then you can do that job. But the whole point of corruption is when you help just your friends and family. And most of the motherfuckers, most people drown. Only few, just your friends and family, profit, and everybody else drowns. So they have to love the general public, and they have to love, in their love of the general public, also their friends and family. You can't exclude them, but you also can't privilege them and put them up on a pedestal. Jobbery is the improper use of public office or conduct of public business for private gain. The act of practice of jobbing. So, conduct public business for private gain? That's fucking Donald. The improper use of public office, that's Donald. Making money he is so jobbery. And jobbery is straight up fucking robbery. They're making private money while they're saying they represent America. How do they represent America when they're just sitting there, going to Saudi Arabia and scooping as, much money as they can? Trump Hotel in D.C. is getting, lots of motherfucking people dropping money in it. Get on Trump's good side, well, just be, Russia. Drop millions of dollars into his hotel, help his family out. He might, just say, well, here, you know what, I'll suspend the, military weapons to Ukraine. We will stop defending Ukraine. This is one good fucking thing about the American empire. Defending Ukraine's sovereignty. Ukrainian women's got feminine. Ukraine is its own country, its own nation. The fact that, Crimeans, they voted to go back into Russia, to be integrated up inside of Russia if that election was... But the fact that even anybody would vote in favor of it. But the Ukraine is not Russia. I'm sure there are commonalities, but I don't know. Ukrainian women are much more prettier than Russian women. So maybe, perhaps that's what's happening. Russia's jealous, trying to get the beautiful women, and Ukraine's like, sorry, bro, we got it. This is our women. It's not yours. So jobbery is robbery, and Donald Trump is big into jobbery. Formal logic is truth based on logic alone. Logic alone can prove that you exist. I think, therefore I am. You can doubt that you're doubting. Am I doubting? I don't know if I'm doubting or not. But when you're doubting that you're doubting, are you still not doubting? I doubt that I doubt. I don't know if I'm doubting or not. I don't really know. But you're doubting right now. You're doubting that you doubt. So at the very least, logic, throw out your perception, throw out your senses, just logic, right? 1 + 1 = 2, logic. Just, reason, it builds and it makes sense. I think, therefore I am. So, you can't prove much more than that. But at the very least, we are thinking substances. Are we not? Are we not men? Are we men or mice? Are we real, or are we in the Matrix? Is this all one big fiction and you all got your truth and I got my truth and there is no objective truth? Is there no objective reality at all, and it's just we're all going to be stuck in our own heads and stuck with our own, unique interpretation of the world, and then that's all we got? At the very least, we're thinking substances. You can doubt all you want, doubt that you're doubting, but you can't doubt that you're doubting that you're doubting. Okay, so if you doubt anything, you're a thinking substance. You're real. You're an entity that is real. Logic can't prove any more than that. So natural logic, once you get past formal logic, you got natural logic, and that's based upon logic and your perception. So what if we put all that shit together? Your 17 senses, right? You know that we have 17 senses since we're fucking superhuman. We are gods. Not just the 5, smell, sight, hearing, and all that. We have a sense of Jesus Christ. We got a sense of electricity. You can feel an electric, magnetic field. You can feel magnetism. You can feel electricity. We are electricity. Proprioception. This is, you can feel your muscles, right? You can strengthen your muscles and you can feel that. The thermoception, you can feel heat and cold. And people say, oh, that's just feel, right? Touch is different than feel. There's lots of different feels. So feel is, I touch my hand, I can feel my hand. That's touch, right? And so when it comes to feeling heat and cold, there's, I don't know if it's the same receptors or not, but it's a different phenomenon. We also have balance and time. We have a sense, we have common sense, right? We have a sense of balance and time too. So balance, that comes from the 3 bones in your ears. I think your big toe has something to do with it too. But we have a sense of equilibrium, and then vestibular, we can feel velocity. When you're in a car, when you're in a roller coaster, your body could feel that you're being thrusted and thrown around. We have a sense of movement, so time, sense of balance, sense of movement, sense of heat and cold, sense of feeling your muscles, sense of feeling inside your stomach and your organs, sense of electric fields, sense of magnetic fields, chronoception, the sense of passage of time. There's radiation sense. Can we feel radiation? We can feel heat, radiation. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I'm around the microwave and it's like you stand too close to it, and I don't know if it's just my mind or if it's actually, I kind of feel some of the effects of it. So you're supposed to stay back from the microwave, right? So we got like chemical senses, feeling our stomach when our stomach growls, feeling inside of our organ. That's not the same as touch. Touch is, our skin receptors, so heat and cold might be more closer to touch. But when you can feel the inside of yourself, your livers and your gallbladders and your intestines and your esophagus, right? When you drink water, you can feel that it's going down your esophagus. So your feel receptors isn't on the inside of your, and then if you feel your stomach, this is all just the touch receptors. I don't know. But I know that we have, the perception of pain too, so nociception. So how is heat and cold and pain the exact same thing? It's all feel, right? It's all touch. Not really. Not really. I mean, you could touch something that's cold and you could touch something and it's hot and it's painful. But they're 2 different phenomenons. And so therefore, the fact that we feel pain, heat and cold, it just adds to, who we are. We are also, we got proprioception. You can feel your muscles and your appendages. This is why you could touch and, you could close your eyes and you could touch your nose with your finger. Because you can, you have a sense of where things are. So you have a sense of your muscles, you have a sense of your appendages. This is proprioception. And you can walk up steps without watching, each and every step. This is fantastic. As Americans, we're, got all these rights and freedoms and shit, but all humans are just fantastic We are gods. We are gods. Diderot wrote the entire, encyclopedia. Diderot wrote the entire encyclopedia. He was the first one to do it. And then Shakespeare come up with 1/3 of all English words. 1/3. He come up with 1/3 of our fucking language. 1/3. So that's so we got vestibular, equilibrioception, thermoception, proprioception, kinesthesia, electroception, magnetoception, synthia, vision, audition, olfaction, gustation, tactition, and those are the 5 senses. Did you know that? Your olfaction system, right? Your smelling system, audition, audio, vision, gustation, tactition is that touch, gustation. What's the last one? Taste. This is I'm getting, my gustation is saying this is very aromatic and savory. So natural logic combines pure logic with your 17 senses. So it's okay that we don't know 100%, whether or not this is one hand punching another hand in reality. Is this a matrix? Is this a computer program? We don't know for sure 100% most things. But that's okay. So it's okay because, look, you hear it. You hear a sound. That's one evidence, right? I hope it's being recorded. It's on video. So that's, another piece of evidence. You witnessing it. It's on video. You hear it. You see it. I feel it, right? There's a little, some pain, blunt trauma force there, right? So I feel it, I hear it, I see it, it's happening, it's really fucking happening. This ain't a fucking computer program. All this shit is fucking real. So formal logic will only get you slightly past. It does prove that it's not real. So, you haven't even looked into logic if you haven't even said that this shit is real yet. And really, that's like going back to square one. You don't even think this is real. You don't even think this is real. None of this is real. None of this is fucking real. This is real, dude. Solecism. Solecism is an ungrammatical combination of words in a sentence. A minor blunder in speech, a breach of etiquette or decorum, deviating from the proper, normal, accepted order. Oh, shit, that's a solecism. Oh, shit. You slightly stuttered and added a pause and added an you got bad public speaking skills. What, granite? It's granite, you son of a bitch. God damn it, it's granite. Okay, look at the word. It looks like granite, motherfucker. And fuck a grammar Nazi. God damn. Fuck a grammar Nazi. They try to make you... They're dumb motherfuckers. Grammar Nazis are stupid motherfuckers. They're trying to communicate, we're trying to communicate. I'm trying to say, here's the idea, and they're trying to say, I don't care about you, I don't care about your thought, I don't care about your idea. You didn't put your apostrophe after the fucking, equal sign or whatever. You ignored the ideas I was talking about just to tell me you're fucking better than me? Fuck a grammar Nazi. Fuck a stupid fucking grammar Nazi piece of shit. Calling out your solecisms. Yeah, why are we speaking in English? Who fucking forced me with this goddamn English tongue? So you're going to sit there and tell me to speak this fucking language and then tell me I'm not doing it right? If you're actually trying to communicate with people, I can talk to deaf people. I can also talk to foreign people that don't know a lick of fucking English. I can talk to the deaf. I know the alphabet. I know the sign language, the alphabet and sign language. And so therefore, it might take me, a long time. I could also write shit down. But if you take your time and you communicate, with broken English, that helps too. I want to buy, our people tired. I remember some migrant Mexicans telling the boss after housing tobacco all day, after picking up tobacco housing it, that our people tired. We don't want to work anymore. Our people tired. Foreigners who speak broken English can typically speak out enough so you can understand what they're talking about. So we can talk to people for fucking trying to. Our people tired. You understand? Our people tired? Our people are tired. Oops, he forgot the fucking, the verb to be. But to be, to exist, is that a verb? I thought you said we didn't even exist. But our people tired. So if you're trying to talk to people, the whole point of communication is to understand each other, to comprehend each other. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Do y'all understand that y'all aren't, technically good? I guess y'all ain't would be solecisms. So yeah, Miley Cyrus is y'all and everybody, solecism all over the motherfucking place, right? So I can talk to anybody because language is universal. The point of communication is understanding and comprehension. If you understand the words coming to my mouth, if you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, then good. What I got, dangling modifier? What I got, a fucking dangling goddamn prepositional phrase what you got a dangling prepositional phrase at the end of your sentence for? Albeit, even though, although, that's what albeit means. And it's pronounced exactly as it looks. So, albeit, it was a fun, enjoyable, albeit expensive vacation. It's just although. So yeah, grammar Nazis love solecism, albeit they are pieces of shit. So that shouldn't surprise me. Economics, I think you could be a Milton Friedmanist with a conscience. I think you could understand the laws of economics, like minimum wage is bad economics, quantitative easing is bad economics. We can be profitable, and we can care about other people. So capitalists can be humanist, and humanists can be capitalist. It's not, just put all your eggs in one basket. You either have a brain or a heart. Heart, brain. Why not use them both? Why not use both a heart and a brain? So it's possible to exploit others for money and then to use that money for the liberation of humankind. It's also possible to fight for the liberation of humankind and then somehow get, a nice house out of the deal. So the mode of production, the forces and relations of production, which constitute the economic base, the foundation of society, is the infrastructure. So the entire foundation of society is the infrastructure, and the superstructure is that which is on top of the infrastructure. So a change in the infrastructure is going to bring about a change in the superstructure too. The superstructure has, the political system, religion, philosophy, morality, art, science. But the foundation of society is the mode of production, movement, the forces and relations of production which constitute the economic base. So movement, kinesthesia, the sense of movement, vestibular, you can feel the velocity. So you got to, move and progress with velocity. Dialectic materialism, this is a scientific theory. Dialectic is the thought, and material is natural phenomena. Dialectic is the thought, material is the natural phenomenon, material is the thing, dialectic is the thinking. So the term dialectical materialism is a scientific theory. The doctrine of the development of dialectics is a science of universal laws governing the development of nature, human society, and thought. So how does thought, how does society, how does nature, how do we all develop? That's dialectics. So Karl Marx turned dialectics into a science when it was just idealism at first. For the early Greek philosophers, the whole point of dialectics is the art of knowing truth by uncovering the contradictions in the reasoning of one's adversary. You have a contradiction. That's how he figured the truth out. You're going to say one thing and go with the other. You're just going along with society. You really don't think anything at all, do you? You're a contradicting hypocrite, and if you work those contradictions out, we get to the truth. That's what the Greeks thought dialectics, or that's what the word dialectics meant to them. Now, dialectics is a theory of development and universal relationships. All phenomena is in movement, always perpetually change, and development of nature itself is the result of the struggle of the contradictions in nature. And then materialism recognizes matter as the primary element, and then consciousness, thought, as secondary. And so it relies on science, especially the physical sciences. So dialectic materialism is what's real, and dialectics is the thinking of what's real. It's a scientific thinking, it's a scientific theory, which seems true. that science has universal laws